want you to please think about the last time someone told you something about yourself that it was not a virtue exactly. So, for instance, you are always late, you are disorganized person, you are this, you are that. How do you feel about that when people tell you that? Probably not good at all. So, the idea that we want to face today is simple. When we are talking about how to have difficult conversations with people, when we are talking about how to tell somebody to do something, start doing something, stop doing something, it is difficult than being something. So, next time you have to face a conversation in which you want people to do things differently, never tell them what they are, especially if it sounds bad. So, number one mistake that people has when they are facing a difficult conversation with somebody is this one. Never try to label people. How do you feel when somebody labels you, saying you are this, you are that? You don't feel good about it. So, next time, try to focus on the behavior. So, that would be our number one idea. Then we're going to get into how to say a critique or a constructive critique to somebody when we want them to change their behaviors. We're going to go through 6 steps. Number one, it's simple but necessary, and I would say key. Describe the situation, enunciate and enumerate the facts, just the fact. For this, you're going to need evidence. You cannot tell someone, as I once saw, saying, you suspend too many students. What does too many means? 50%, 51, 60, 90%, all of these students. That's vague, ambiguous, and that doesn't lead to a resolution of the conflict. So, number one, describe the facts. Do not label people, as we said. Do not say things like, you're always late. What does it mean to be always late? Instead of that, say, in the last 3 weeks, you've been late more than 15 minutes, 8 times, for instance. So describe the facts. Do not label the facts, just describe them. Number two would be enunciate the consequences or potential consequences that this can have for your department, your company, or for yourself, or for the relationship. So after you have enunciated or described the facts, the behavior of the person, what consequences can it has or has had. Number three would be empathize. Tell them that you understand why maybe they're acting like this. For instance, in the case of somebody who's coming late to work repeatedly, you can tell them, I understand you have many obligations, you have kids, you have many things to do. We all have many things to do, but I understand that you have many things to do and that you live far away, for instance, whatever. But be aware of that. Be aware that maybe they have a strong, difficult situation, and it's good that they feel understood, not judged, just understood. That would be number three. Number four, it's kind of difficult for us because maybe we have some part of responsibility in this situation. How did we get to this? Would be the question that you have to ask yourself. So, number four would be what part of responsibility do you have in this situation? For instance, maybe I should have told you before, maybe I could have told you earlier, maybe I should have been more attentive to this issue with you, and maybe I'm telling you late, whatever. It has to be true, of course, as well. So, number four would be what part of responsibility do you have in this? And let them know that you have some part of responsibility. Number five, this is the key question, this is the key issue. Ask for changes or solutions. Ask them what you want them to stop doing. Tell them also what you want them to start doing. If you just tell them what you do not want them to do, they could do whatever thing. That would not be that behavior. But it's necessary and it's imperative that they know what they have to stop doing and what they have to start doing. That would be number five. Number six, how can I help you to improve your behavior? How can I help you to implement this or that behavior or this or that habit? So, main point, it's simple. When you're offering solutions, offer true solutions. And most important, implicate them in those solutions. Also, you can ask them, what do you think we can do to solve this? Or how can I help you, as we said? The use of questions, it's great in all these 6 stages. You can always use questions. For instance, when we're saying describing the behavior, instead of saying you've been late whatever number of times, you can tell them, are you aware of how many times you have been late in the last 8 weeks, for instance? When it's number two, are you aware of or have you thought about what consequences could this have for our company or for the department or whatever? When it's number three, empathize. Is there something I'm missing? There's something I should know, something I should understand, some circumstances that you're going through maybe at the time. Number four, is there something I have not done correctly or something I could have done better, for instance? Number five, when you're asking for changes or solutions, what do you think we should change? What do you think you should stop doing? What do you think you should start doing? And number six, um, what can we do about it? How can we solve this? So it could be in statements or questions. From my personal point of view, I think questions are much more powerful than just statements or affirmations. So after this script has been developed, things could go good or things could go bad. What happens if it goes good, if everything turned out fine? Just value it positively and let them know that you value that positively. And of course, it might sound awkward, but thank them. Tell them thanks. I have seen from my perspective that you have changed, that you now are a punctual person, and that we can trust in you very much, and that you are someone who has an honest word and is somebody that we can trust very much. That is it. That is what we have to do if it goes okay. But what happens if it goes badly? If it doesn't turn out the way we expected? Do not threat. Just warn on the consequences. What's going to happen now if you do not implement this change? Must have consequences. If you think about it, people act and people keeps on acting the way they do because nobody told them to stop doing it because they think it's free. It has no consequences. It has no perils for them. It has no um, any any problem for them. So next time, make sure it has consequences. So if you ask people for change this way, nicely, with nice words, with a good order, things are going to be different. Thank you.